Welcome. In this short video, we want to give you a quick glimpse of some of the amazing features of the RedRabbit Inspections and Maintenance Management solution, the only solution that provides a seamless integration between two of the most mission-critical departments of your business, maintenance and inspections. This is a solution that was designed and built by people who truly understand rentals, since we ran our own rental company for almost 10 years before deciding to sell and before we started building software for you, our fellow rental agents. Being a cloud-based solution means your files and folders are 100% secure and protected from natural disasters and can never get misplaced or destroyed by a coffee spill. This also means you can access all your information from anywhere in the world where you have an internet connection. We truly believe that RedRabbit will help you radically increase transparency and communication, which will ultimately improve your service delivery, leading to more and happier customers. So without further delay, let's jump in and see how it works. So I'm currently logged into the RedRabbit Inspection app, which you can find on both Android and iOS. And as you can see, I've got two inspections that has been allocated to me. The first one, we used a template, and the second one, we used a previous inspection as a baseline to start from. Let's have a look at this first inspection for Merlot Place number 10. If I tap on it to open, you can see I've got all the details of the inspection, and I can even use this icons on the right hand side to add it to my calendar, call the tenant or landlord directly from here, or send an email. I've also got a section for general comments where I can specify, for instance, any questions the tenants might have or so on. Then at the bottom, the first thing I want to do is go to my checklist option, and that will take me to the list of areas that are available currently for this specific property or inspection. So let's say I want to add a patio. I just tap on that icon, start typing patio, and then I can select the checklist set that I want to use for that specific area. In this case, I'm going to use basic area. You can also add an empty area by switching this off. So then you say add, and then it adds that area to your list. Now, if I go into any of these areas, you'll see that there's a list of checks that I can now use to guide me with regards to capturing the condition of this specific area. So typically what you'll do is you'll start at the top, tap on the item to open it, and then you can record the condition of the item you're currently on. So let's say the ceiling is clean and undamaged, and there's nothing further you want to record, then you can just tap to collapse. So let's go on to the next one. If I tap on the lights, let's say the lights is maybe also clean and undamaged, but it's not working. So we'll say not working. And then you can also use this icon in the top right hand corner to specify further details to describe the condition of this item. So if I tap on that, let's say we've got a bulb that is blown and maybe the light fitting is slightly loose as well. And then you hit save. Now I can also specify any recommendation I would like to make. For instance, let's say in this case, we want the landlord to replace this light because it's a structural thing. So I'll just tap on landlord to replace. And then I tap on walls to go to the next one. And as you can see, it expands the item. So now I can say it's clean and undamaged. Windows. Maybe the windows are dirty and faulty, and in this case I want to add a comment to say that it does not close properly. So you just tap on the options you want and then you hit save. Of course you can type in any custom comment you want, but we've got a list of thousands and thousands of comments that you can choose from that's usually applicable to that specific item. So now you just continue through the list. So let's say the cupboards are clean, but you've got some wear and tear. So this is typically something you want to take a photo of. So to take a photo, you simply tap on the photo icon, and that will bring up your camera app. You can take your photo, and then you can decide if you want to crop the photo or if you want to use the full width, and you just hit crop, and there we go. So you can take any number of photos in our app. There's no limitation. So in this case, I want to go on to the next one. So I'll say the stove is clean and undamaged. Oven, clean and undamaged. Let's say the extractor fan is dirty. And in this case, let's say it was the tenant's responsibility. So let's just say it's making some noise. And then my recommendation is going to be that the tenant should clean it. And maybe you want to take a photo of that as well. So I'm just going to take a photo of my desk here. And now we go to the sink. So let's say the sink is maybe slightly rusted, and the water pipes are working. So now we are done with our kitchen area. So all we want to do is hit the back button, and then we go on to the next area. Now in the same way, you're going to go about recording the conditions of all the items of all the areas, And as I said previously, if you want to add a specific item to an area, it's also very easy. You just tap on this icon in the top right hand corner and you can add any item that's not in the default list. Now your default lists are 100% customizable on a company settings level, so you can set up your own checklist sets with your own inspection templates to make sure you standardize the way your inspectors or agents do their inspections. Okay, so I've gone ahead and completed all our areas, as you can see here. And now when you are ready to let the tenant sign for the inspection, you simply go back to the main screen and then you can tap on sign here. And this gives you an opportunity to review the entire inspection that was recorded with your tenant. So they can easily tap to see the photos that was taken. Where there was any recommendations, you'll see this little hammer and spanner icon. So in this case, tenant to clean, landlord to replace, etc. And once they are happy with the inspection, you can just click on add signature, and that will give you an opportunity for them to sign on your device, and then you hit save. And you can add as many signatures as you like. So if you have the landlord present as well, you simply tap on landlord, and then you can have the landlord sign on the app as well. And you yourself can sign, obviously, as the agent, of course. So there we go. So we've added our 3 signatures and you can see those 3 at the bottom of your overview. Now we are ready to upload this inspection. So now what I want to do is go back to the main screen and I'm simply going to hit the upload button, and that will start the upload back to the portal where you can then generate reports and email that to your customers. Now while that's uploading, let's quickly just have a look at the other inspection, XTN 15. Which was the one that I created with a previous inspection as a baseline starting point. So when you do that, it basically copies the previous inspection and all its conditions, and then you have the option to copy the photos as well. And then when you are at the property, all you need to do is confirm if the condition is still the same. So as you can see, all of the conditions are already in there, and I can just hit this icon on the left hand side to confirm if the condition is still the same. If it's not, I simply open it and I change the condition, take new photos, make new recommendations, for instance, and then I just continue on. So this is a nice way to save a lot of time, especially when you're doing back-to-back inspections. So this works really well when you've got an entry or an exit and entry back-to-back. So you do a complete exit inspection with the previous tenant, and then on the device even you can copy that to your new empty inspection and then use that as a starting point for the entry with the new tenant. Then you can take new photos, make new comments if they want to add something specifically to the new entry inspection, and then you upload it back to the portal and you're ready to go. So the previous inspection has uploaded successfully. So let's have a look at the portal and see what are some of the features that you can use there. So I'm logged into my portal, and let's go to the inspections menu here at the top. And then I'm going to deselect the scheduled inspections as I only want to have a look at the uploaded ones. And there is the Merlot Place 10, the one that we just conducted. By the way, this is also where you would allocate new inspections by simply clicking New Inspection, selecting your property, selecting the tenant, pick your date and time, the type and the inspector, and then you just say next and you add the inspection to your schedule. So let's open the inspection that we've uploaded and let's have a look. So as you can see, all of the areas with their items have been successfully uploaded to the portal, and I can very easily review all the information here. So at this point, what you typically want to do is compile a report that you can send to your landlords and tenants. And in RedRabbit, you can do that by just clicking on the Generate Report option. And that will compile a completely white labeled inspection report. It contains all of your property information, your landlord and tenant and inspector details, as well as a clickable table of contents so you can easily navigate through the report. And then you've got your disclaimers and terms, which you can customize on a company settings level. And then for each area, you'll see that we have the area with the associated items and their conditions, and where there are photos, the photos are listed directly below the item to which it applies. You will also see in this last column, you've got the recommendations that you made. So then each area basically starts on a new page. And even this band with the color and background is completely customizable in terms of the colors. So you can literally white label it to suit your brand. And then right at the end, we've got all the signatures that we took. So there's our completely professional inspection report that we've compiled. So if I go back to this view, you can see that I've got the the main details tab here, the contacts, any tickets that I've opened, as well as any reports. And now from here, I can easily share this report by clicking on share, selecting who I want to send this report to, typing my email, and then sending that off to the correct user. Now I can also easily generate customized reports. So there is some custom options such as hiding empty items, hiding the photos, and excluding the signatures if you want to do that. It's also very easy to filter and search for items within a specific inspection. So if I look for sealing, for instance, it will bring out all the sealing items. Or if I just want to have a look at a specific area, I can just select the area over here. Or I can easily say, okay, only show me items that have recommendations in them, and so on. And then one other feature that I just want to show you quickly, I'm going to jump over to another inspection. So if you've done an inspection on the system for the same property previously, you can actually compare this inspection with any previous inspection for the same property. So if I click on compare, it will allow me to select any of the previous inspections, and this will give you a side-by-side comparison of all the areas and their associated items to see who's responsible for any damage that may have occurred. So as you can see, we also highlight where there are deviations with this little line that's drawn here. And if you click on the item, you can see all the details. So where there are photos, you can easily view those photos side by side as per this example. So if I click on this one, for instance, you can see there's a new photo of the broken light. Previously, there wasn't a photo on the old inspection. So then, of course, you can also search and filter here, and then you can generate a PDF report. So let's say you want to generate a full comparison report. You can click on generate, and that will give you the entire inspection reports basically side by side for this inspection, so that you can then send this to your landlord or tenant, and they can easily see who's responsible for what. So now, just going back to my Merlot Place inspection, the last thing I want to show you on the inspections is how easy it is to actually action the items that you've marked as requiring action. So to open a ticket directly from your inspection dashboard is as simple as clicking on the new ticket, and then you will see it changes to selection boxes here on the left hand side. So if I only want to filter the items that have recommendations, I can filter it, and let's say these two items I want to assign to a specific contractor. So I select those two, and then I can either add it to an existing ticket, or I can then say create new ticket, assign a priority, a user, maybe type in some additional comments if I want to, and then I click create. And then that goes into your maintenance ticket cycle, which I'm going to explain just now. So let's now have a look at the maintenance ticketing side of RedRabbit, which is a very powerful tool that can really help you get control of all these little maintenance projects you have going on. So let's go to our tickets and assume that a tenant from number 5 Bluecombe Street has just phoned us and complained about a basin that's draining very slowly and a leaking tap in the bathroom. So I'm going to say new ticket. I'm going to select my property, so I can search for Bluecombe, and then I can choose the tenant. So over time you can have multiple tenants for the same property. So let's say in this case it's Donnie Barnard. For this tenant, it's maybe the highest priority thing in the world, so I'm going to say set the priority to high, and then I can assign it to any user, but in this case I'm going to handle it myself. And then maybe I just want to write a brief description of the problem, so I'm going to say tenant reported. Alright, and then I click on next. And now I have the option to automatically send some emails and SMSs to either the landlord and or the tenant to notify them that a new ticket has been opened, and this will include the ticket reference number, etc. Now the content of these emails and SMSs are completely customizable, and you can set that up on your settings, and you can use the custom tags that we have available for you anywhere you please. So I click on create, and there we can see the new ticket that I've just opened. So now if I view this ticket, you can see that we've already got a part of the history here now. So we've opened the ticket, then the system automatically sent that email. So if I want to have a look at that, so you can see it populated all the tags, included the property name, my name, the company name, ticket reference number, and so on. And then I also selected to send an SMS to this tenant to inform him of the new ticket that's been opened. So as you can probably derive, this ticket story section is basically the entire audit trail of everything that happens on this ticket. So all the activities that you log, anytime you send an email or an SMS or assign a contractor or change the priority, it will be logged as an activity in this log. And then that way, anybody who logs onto this ticket can actually see exactly what happened. So if your main administrator is off sick the day and someone calls in about a specific issue, anybody can log in, view the ticket, and see exactly what's the last thing that happened and what needs to happen next. So the first thing I want to do is just create these 2 issues that's been reported so that I can include that in a job card that I'm going to send to the contractor. So I click on create issue, and then I'm going to say all right, and in this case I'll probably ask the contractor to quote on this first. So I'm going to say create, and then I'm going to add another issue. And this will probably be a 10 on call out because he's not going to quote to repair a leaking tap. He'll probably just repair it while he's there. However, I might first want to contact the landlord to find out if we can actually send a contractor to attend. So I can easily send a new email by clicking on the new email button, selecting the contact, and then I can even use a saved reply. So we've got some saved replies out of the box, or you can set up your own saved replies. In this case, I'm going to type a custom message. There we go. Now I can save this email as a draft and come back and send it later, or I can just hit send, and that will send out this email to the landlord. Now, as soon as I get a response back from the landlord, it will be automatically linked to this ticket and it will be in my inbox. So let's have a look at that. So if I head to my inbox, you can see that we've got a response from the landlord. So I can easily view this email, and you can see it's already been linked to the ticket because I have this view ticket option here at the top. So in this case, the landlord says that he's happy that we go ahead and fix the tap and maybe get a quote to replace the basin as well. So let's go to our ticket, and you can see this email is in the ticket story as well. So now I want to assign a contractor to this ticket. So I go to my second tab here at the top, and I'm going to select a service provider. And in this case, I'm going to select a plumber. And then you can see once again, it adds an activity to my story to say that a new contractor has been assigned. And now I want to make sure that I've got the actions for each item or each issue specified correctly. So I'm going to do a quote for the basin, and I'm going to attend to the tap while the contractor is there. So now I can create the job card, and here you can specify any details that you want. So you can decide whether you want to include the landlord tenant details, include any photos if there are photos associated with these issues, and you can also include the a space for the tenant to sign off on the work, so as well as any special message you want to give to the contractor. And now you just click on generate, and that will compile a very nice and professional job card that you can email to the contractor. And as you can see, because we selected that option, we've got the space for the signatures now. So now I can go back here. I'm happy with the job card that was generated, and now I can just click on job card, send, and that will then automatically complete the email address as well as a default email body for the sending of the job card, which you can also customize. This default you can 100% customize on the settings level. And now I'm going to click send, and that goes out to the contractor. Now next, I might want to actually notify my tenant that I have assigned a contractor. So under this notify contacts, you can say email, and let's say I want to select my tenant. I'm actually going to use this ticket update for selected activity template, and this will just include all of the latest information for this specific ticket. And I can, in 2 clicks, update my tenant so that he is in the loop. Now at this point, you typically want to set your next reminder. And the reminders basically give you an indication of when they will show up on your main dashboard. So if I reach a tickets reminder, that reminder will show up on this dashboard. So every day when I log into the system, I can easily see which are the tickets that I need to follow up on today. So a typical workflow is you follow up on the ticket and then you set the next reminder so that you never let anything slip through the cracks. So let's go to our inbox and see if we have any response from the contractor. And as we can see here, we have our Bluecom 5 quote and invoice. So if I just open that, you can see that we actually have the quote and invoice. So I go to my ticket, and now you will see that email is linked here, as well as the documents is extracted from the email automatically and placed under the documents repository for this ticket. So from here, I can once again very easily then share this with the landlord or the tenant by simply clicking on that. And let's see if there's a invoice attached email that I can use, and then I just send this to the landlord. So as you can see, the communication is very simple, and the same for SMSs. If you want to send an SMS, simply select your contact and then easily send the SMS directly from here. And typically you will now follow this process. You can log manual activities, send emails, receive emails, and then once this ticket is finalized and you resolved it, you can click on the resolved option here. And then if you want to close this ticket, if all the activities, including the accounts and everything, has been finalized, you close the ticket, and you can also send email and SMS notifications automatically, notifying the parties that this ticket has now been closed. So if I do that, you can see it adds those two SMSs and the email, and then it adds an activity for ticket closed by Walter Bishop. So that is a very, very quick high-level summary of the maintenance ticketing side of things. And of course, there's tons of other features, like on your company settings. If we just quickly have a look at our users, for instance, if I open any specific user, you can see that we have a lot of permissions options here that you can work with. So you can set the permissions for every user. You can set notifications on and off. And in terms of your portfolio data, you can load your properties, complexes, service providers, and so on. And obviously, if you open a property, it's also then very easy to see all the details for that property, your landlords and tenants, all the tickets that have been linked, inspections that have been done, and so on. So there's a ton of other features that I don't have time to get into now, but I think this gives you a basic overview of the main features of the system. One other thing, of course, is that on your inspections, we have this option for inspections due. And this basically gives you an indication of when the last inspection was for each property, and if there is a new scheduled inspection. And this also allows you to set reminders for each property. So on each property, you can set a reminder. You can pick the date on which you want to be reminded, and then you can also specify whether it's a recurring reminder. So let's say every 6 months you want this reminder to repeat. So on that reminder date, this will show up on your main dashboard, and then you can come to this view and you can actually schedule the inspection directly from here. So this will make sure that you never miss an inspection for a specific property. So I think that concludes the video for now, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you in a next video.